Well, big chain store Menards just caught threatening employees if they try to unionize. This is what it's coming to, people. People have to fight back. The establishments are gripping down, my friends. Let's talk about it. So, a little bit of irony to this story. I don't know if many of you know that labor unions actually started in my home state, Wisconsin. Not a lot to brag about for Wisconsin, especially nowadays with them electing Scott Walker as governor, but then re-electing him. It's so fucking sad. Honestly, no respect from me towards Wisconsin. They've completely lost their way. Sorry if it's really loud. They're doing construction right outside. Anyway, but the state of Wisconsin is in trouble, and it is definitely on par to be the next Michigan. Michigan is like falling to rubble right now. Wisconsin will be next, and then right after that's Minnesota or Iowa. I mean, just they're gonna start taking out states one at a time. They're crumbling them from the inside out. So I wanted to talk about this because ironically, with Wisconsin being the home state of labor unions, which I don't know if you're in support of, but you need to be, because they stand for the people. But Menards is a Wisconsin-based company. It's also a family company. So it's weird that a company from the state that fought for unions is telling its employees how dare they unionize. Now, unions help protect employees from a lot of shit. It helps make sure you get raises. It helps make sure that you're not working in bad conditions or taking the brunt of a horrible boss. It can do a lot of things and make sure you get medical leave and make sure maternity and hopefully paternity leave, and they do a lot of really good things. If you ever have to sue or if you're in a lawsuit with your job, they're very helpful. Really, really good things. If anyone ever tries to tell you unions are bad, they're bad. The person who's saying that is bad, because even if I owned a business, I would expect my employees to be in a union. That's how they communicate. It's how they get messages across and how to make sure things are fair. So with that being said, another bit of irony to this story is that in 2013, our very own Donald Trump tweeted out in support of the employees of Menards to unite and form a union, saying that the owner of Menards, John Menard, is actually completely out of his mind crazy and that the unions could help stop that. This is coming from Donald Trump. Like, that's kind of weird, right? It also states in some of the information given on this leak, because this story just came out this week, is that any manager who allows their employees at their store to unionize will have their pay docked by 60%. Those are threats. Those are threats by people with plenty of money, threatening a manager with an okay amount of money to not dare give more money to people who need it. So it is a threat from a rich oligarchy who owns the company telling its managers, how dare you tell employees they can unionize. This is illegal. These are illegal actions, and there is going to be hell to be paid. And just this last December, Seth Goldstein of the Office of Professional Employees Unions started filing complaints against the policy to the National Labor Relations Board. Now that board is basically looking into companies that are treating employees unfairly. John Menard has gone on record saying that new developments for new stores have been put on hold because of the Obama administration scaring the pants off of family-owned business, so they're waiting to see who takes over in office. Basically, this is John Menard, the owner of Menards, saying that they need a Republican in office to skirt laws. He literally said that to a news reporter. I mean, if we can decipher what he's saying Obama's being too harsh on these businesses, basically saying Obama's demanding that employees be treated fairly. And then he's saying further, if Hillary or Bernie get in office, he fears they won't be able to open new stores. But we should be able to see beyond what he's saying and look into that, saying he's not paying employees enough, saying that he's not making sure they're safe and their working conditions are safe. And honestly, this also goes to the products he's importing. What does that mean about the stuff you're buying from Menards? Like, what is the value in the product? Is it being shipped here? Is it made in the USA? Like, all of this stuff is being called into question. Menards is going to take a huge blow for this. And it's funny because I grew up thinking Menards was a family-owned business. I'm from Wisconsin. You saw them everywhere. And you went there to support, right? You didn't want to go to Home Depot or big chains because you wanted to show support for something local. And then to find this out, it's truly disturbing. I mean, the story doesn't have much. It's just saying managers have been threatened with 60% pay reductions if employees unionize. Employees have gone on record stating in complaints that they've been yelled at, verbally abused, treated unfairly, not allowed lunch breaks, and are harshly punished for tardies or missed days worked. You have to understand, this isn't just Menards. I've worked retail since I was 16. It is a devil's playground in there. Rules and laws do not apply because the employees at retail stores, whether it's clothing or food or coffee or hardware, whatever, electronics, whatever you want to go with, managers are treated like shit. However, they're given bonuses and stuff that makes it a little comfortable for them to tell employees below them, you can't do that, you can't get away with that, even though it's absolutely hypocritical for them to say employees can't do something when they know damn well that yes they can, or they do it themselves. This is something that's epidemic in the retail world because nobody's looking out for the retail world, because nobody's forming unions in the retail world. I've worked for many retail companies ranging from KB Toys to The Gap to H&M to The Loft, American Eagle. I mean, all of them truly are the same at heart. The employees complain every day about being mistreated, about their hours, about the pay. Like, constantly, a lot of times employees will actually complain about the lack of hours they're getting in a week because they can't pay rent, rather than demanding a higher wage. Many employees at retail stores are making around $7 an hour. If you think that is a livable wage, you are absolutely being absurd and lying to yourself. You cannot raise one person on that salary, let alone a family. I was raising myself and I could not keep up with my bills. I could not buy food. I had to choose whether I was going to pay a bill or buy food. I am not alone, and I am not embarrassed. I am mortified that that happens to us, working 40 hours a week, and we can't afford our bills. Are you fucking serious? We need to demand a $15 minimum, and when we are offered, like the fucking state of Oregon just did, $13.75 or $14.25, whatever bullshit they come back with, we say no. We demanded 15. We, the people, have to stop allowing the oligarchy to give us table scraps. Because when they give us table scraps and we're satisfied, we shut up. Do not shut up. These are fights that do not end. They do not end with you. They do not end when you're happy. They end when humanity is equal and there's justice. And that's also something we need to figure out, equality versus justice. Enough with people trying to tell us equality for all. We need justice. Equality is just making sure everybody gets the same everything. That's not what we want. We want justice. We want the rich in this country to no longer receive tax breaks. We want them to be taxed higher because they have money. Equality would say we're all taxed at the same rate. Justice would say the wealthy are taxed high, the poor are taxed low. We need to start using these and stop blindly following. I'm getting in this argument with everybody I'm talking to, not on YouTube. Thank God the community here has been more capable of listening and having in-depth conversation, but Facebook, ooh, I need a scarlet letter burnt on my Facebook. I tell you, if this goes somewhere, if something happens where I'm creating dialogue with you people out there who are actually interested in progressing us as a society and start working through love and harmony rather than these fucking wars and using fossil fuels and all this stupidity that we keep perpetuating, I cannot wait to tell the people on my Facebook how done I am, how absolutely done. I am so frustrated with people being allowed to cower in stupidity. People being able to be ignorant. Ignorant is to ignore the truth when it's given. If you are choosing to ignore the truth, you are ignorant. If you do not know the truth because it was never given to you, you are nescient. Know the difference, because to say someone's ignorant means they had full capability of knowing the knowledge. They chose not to. So that's what cowards do. They stay ignorant. Anyway, I want to end this video today. However, I do want to leave it with you thinking, unions. Are they good? What can they do for you? Why do we need them? Because we do. So start talking about it, start thinking about it, and leave comments below. I love when we get a discussion going. That bell means it's time to get my ass outside. It is gorgeous, 85 and sunny on the West Coast. I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday, and take care of yourselves. Let's talk again next week. Have a good one. Peace out.